Oh, Patty Racico, it's your birthday. And since it's your birthday and it's also St. Patrick's Day, we're making an Irish stew.
Happy birthday, Patty Racico. While Jim continues cutting, do you like all of our green, by the way? Look, green. Green, 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 green. Happy St. Patrick's Day. While Jim continues cutting the potatoes, we are going to, just to let you know, this is a vegan Irish stew. What? We're going to use these vegan beef tips, plant-based beef tips. We're going to braise them right now, and then we're going to do some vegetables, the onions, the carrots, the celery, and then it's all going to go into the crock pot and cook for like 7 hours. This recipe also calls for Guinness, and we're going with a non-alcoholic version this time. So I don't know, it's going to be super fun. So Jim, what you doing?
Well, you know what I'm doing? I am braising the beefless beef tips, which is kind of a tongue twister. There you go. We do this for 5 minutes, then we start to add some of the seasoning, which includes, to my surprise, sugar and is it oregano?
Thyme,
Thyme,
bay leaves, something else.
And something else. Anyway, so Patty Racico, I thought I'd bring this up. I know it's one of your most cogent memories, maybe. But in 1980, I stayed at your apartment in New York and then walked in the St. Patrick's Day parade the next day. And then that evening, 3 of my friends also slept in your apartment on the floor. We all had sleeping bags. You were very gracious, and it is one of my most favorite memories. But that was 4 years ago.
I feel like gracious is a through line for Patty Racico.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
So Patty Racico, one of my favorite memories, and there are many. Oh yes, by the way, these are our carrots and celery and onions, and we're just sort of heating them up in the skillet here before we add everything to the crock pot. Anyway, one of my favorite, there's many favorite memories. I could talk about the pink gin. I could talk about the trip to the beach at our most recent visit, our walk through the dunes. But I remember meeting the lovely Willow at your house in DC, and how she would wrap her neck around Jim's arm. It was very sweet. And you were so gracious, you and Joe were so gracious to let us stay at your house, which was beautiful, and we had such a relaxing time. And so thank you for all of that, and happy birthday.
So, Patty Racico, a couple things first. Stephen Brooks, thank you for the Australian apron with the green, and to Fran Curley for Dennis's Pike Place Market, Seattle, Washington apron as well. Now, so Patty Racico, I have added 4 tablespoons of flour and coated it, and now I'm going to gently add this Guinness non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
One thing I want to just clarify for those of you who have been wondering, my grandparents on my father's side were from England, and my grandmother was not pleased that I walked in the St. Patrick's Day parade. Sorry. But my other grandmother, my mother's mother, was named Effie Dongan. My mom's from the Bronx, and Dongan, of course, is a very Irish name, and there's Dongan Street in Inwood in northern Manhattan, and there's Dongan Hills in Staten Island. So it's everywhere you look, you can't miss a Dongan. And for most of my life, until about 3 months ago, we believed that we were the immediate descendants of Thomas Dongan, who was the first colonial governor of New York. But then we found this thing called Wikipedia, and we looked it up, and Thomas Dongan didn't have any kids. Anyway.
So now we have our vegan beef broth, which is actually we've used in other recipes. It's excellent, as I make a huge mess. And soy sauce. And our Guinness, that's going to form the basis of our stock. And look at that. We used Brussels sprouts instead of cabbage because we're fun. And then there's all of our potatoes. We're going to throw in a few spices, and then it's going to just cook in the crock pot for 7 hours. We'll chat in between, though. We'll be back.
So, Patty Rasico, the stew is in the crock pot. And so I thought I would just have a little sustenance before we had the actual Irish stew. So I'm having a microwave burrito with a slice of processed cheese on top and a vitamin water. But I also want to say, I love this picture. It's, the four of us and you and mom and dad. And just for those of you who aren't familiar, why we call Patty Rasico by her full name, it's all lowercase, one word. My sister's name is Patty Robinson, and when Patty Rasico was with us, we didn't know what to do, and so we thought we'd call Patty Rasico Patty R, but Patty Robinson also Patty R, and so we solved that problem by just being complete. Wow, hot. Patty Rasico, this is the Blue Room, and you'll notice that it's called the Blue Room for obvious reasons. However, we wanted to show you some stuff, primarily because when you and Joe visit, this will be your room. It's the guest room. Anyway, you'll notice that Eisenhower loves it here, and we have something from the Metropolitan Museum of Art that I actually got from Sarah Trotta. You remember her?
We have this piece of art from my Uncle Jim's house.
Behind Dennis. In fact, let's switch.
Oh, we're going to switch? Okay.
Ready?
Whoop.
And then Dennis will show you this from my grandmother.
Jim's grandmother's needlework. She wrote, "I am not afraid of tomorrow, for I have seen yesterday and I love today." After which she said, I don't believe that.
Yeah. You remember her, Patty Rasico.
And then this giant piece of blue art. And then this cat.
Anyway, come visit us.
Come visit.
So, Patty Rasico, this is Anne-Marie Bossard. She lives across the street and taught with me at St. Kate's. She's going to taste test our Irish stew, which is for your birthday. So, Anne-Marie, you want to give it a try?
Well, first I'd like to say happy birthday, Patty. But now I'm going to taste this delicious stew that is so appropriate for St. Patrick's Day. That is very good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there any other adjective you want to add to it? Or?
I would say it's delightful.
Okay.
And that I would have no idea that this was not meat.
Really?
No.
Well, that's good.
No, I would have no idea.
All right.
I was faked out.
Thank you. All right. Thomas.
I'll just continue. What I want to do is I want to offer a toast with this very lovely N.A. Guinness.
Wow.
Quite excellent. Thank you.
Good.
Cheers and happy birthday.
Thank you. Now,
Nice to-
I'll
nice
go.
to taste
Yeah,
the
we'll
meat.
have you taste the.
Yeah.
I'll just
The stew.
take a wee smidge.
Won't you now?
It's nice.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it's not meat.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
Patty, I will also say slancha with a non-alcoholic Guinness. It's very good. We put the non-alcoholic Guinness in here as well, if you may recall from earlier. Oh, it's great.
It is. It really is.
It's a genuine, straight-up Irish stew, and we did it for you.
And you're an Irish citizen, aren't you?
I am an Irish
So
citizen.
you would
might
know.
know that.
Yeah. All right.
Jim, you want to give it a shot?
Yeah. Would you look at that? I still have some of my vitamin water. Maybe it's vitamin water. I don't actually know.
And behind you is a picture from Jim Curley's house.
Yes,
Look
from
at that.
Dennis's wonderful uncle. Yay. All right. Here we go.
Wow, Jim.
It's not bad. It's really good. It tastes good.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's I don't think we stretched ourselves beyond the point of success this time. I don't know. Patty Rasico, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love you very much. Yay.